Hello, friends. Today I want to talk about something that is often misunderstood: kindness. We are taught from a young age that being kind to everyone is noble, that compassion should have no boundaries, and that we should always put others before ourselves. And yet, life teaches us a subtle but powerful lesson. Kindness without discernment can hurt you more than it helps. Being kind does not mean allowing everyone into your heart, letting everyone take your energy, or letting every person dictate your peace. Kindness is powerful. It is a gift of the heart, but it is not a license for others to exploit you. There is a difference between being genuinely compassionate and being constantly available for those who do not respect or value your presence. Many of us carry the invisible weight of pleasing everyone. We say yes when we want to say no. We give when we are exhausted. We forgive when we are still bleeding. And in doing so, we lose pieces of ourselves, our energy, our peace, and our boundaries. Life has a way of teaching us that not everyone deserves our kindness. Not every hand extended needs to be held, and not every heart should be shared. Kindness is a choice, not a requirement. It is not measured by the number of people you appease or the sacrifices you make for others. True kindness comes from a place of strength, clarity, and self-respect. It means knowing when to extend warmth and when to protect your own heart. It means giving without losing yourself, supporting without being consumed, and loving without expecting reciprocation, but also without tolerating abuse or disrespect. Sometimes, stopping being kind to everyone is an act of self-preservation. It is saying to yourself, I am valuable, my energy matters, my peace matters, and I have the right to choose who receives my kindness. The people who deserve your care will recognize it, honor it, and return it in ways that nurture both hearts. Those who do not, well, life will naturally create distance. Kindness is never about weakening yourself. It is about strengthening the way you interact with the world. It is about learning discernment, building emotional boundaries, and understanding that your light is too precious to be dimmed by those who are unwilling to honor it. Being selective with your kindness is not selfish. It is wisdom. So, today, remember this: you can be compassionate and firm. You can be loving and discerning. You can be generous and protective of your peace. Stop being kind to everyone. Start being kind to those who deserve it, including yourself. True kindness begins with valuing the heart that gives it. And that heart, first and foremost, is yours. Kindness without boundaries can harm. Kindness is a beautiful quality. It lifts hearts, builds connections, and creates moments of hope in a world that often feels harsh. Yet, kindness without boundaries can quietly erode your strength, peace, and sense of self. Many people grow up believing that being kind to everyone is a virtue in itself, that it must be limitless, and that saying no is selfish. But life teaches a different lesson. Being kind to everyone is neither sustainable nor wise. When you extend your heart to everyone indiscriminately, you open yourself to emotional drain, exploitation, and disappointment. You begin to give more than you receive. You carry the burdens, complaints, and problems of people who may not value your presence. And over time, this constant outflow of energy leaves your own spirit depleted. Kindness should not mean sacrificing your well-being, dignity, or peace. It should not mean tolerating disrespect, abuse, or negativity. True kindness preserves the giver as much as it supports the receiver. By understanding this, you realize that the measure of your compassion is not the number of people you appease, but the love and intention behind each act of kindness. It is vital to recognize that setting limits on kindness does not make you cruel. It makes you mindful. You learn to protect your heart without closing it completely. You learn that the people who truly deserve your kindness will recognize and respect it, while those who do not will naturally step away. Boundaries are not walls to isolate. They are a shield that ensures your compassion is not misused or drained. Being kind to everyone may seem like a noble effort, but over time, it can harm the very person you are trying to help you. Protect your energy, your heart, and your spirit. Let your kindness be intentional, thoughtful, and reserved for those who genuinely deserve it. This is not selfishness. It is self-preservation wisdom, and the first step towards sustainable compassion. True kindness comes from strength, not obligation. The most meaningful acts of kindness come from a place of strength, clarity, and authenticity. They are not born out of fear, guilt, or societal expectation. True kindness is a choice, a conscious decision to uplift others without diminishing yourself in the process. When kindness becomes an obligation, it loses its purity and becomes a burden rather than a gift. Many people give out of guilt. They say yes when they want to say no. They carry burdens that aren't theirs, and they extend themselves beyond their limits because they feel pressure to do so. This type of kindness is exhausting. It diminishes your energy, erodes your confidence, and eventually leads to resentment. Giving from obligation is not kindness. It is survival under invisible chains. Strength-based kindness, however, is empowering. It requires self-awareness, courage, and discernment. It requires you to know your boundaries, value your energy, and understand that every act of compassion should come from a place of choice, not necessity. This is the kind of kindness that inspires, heals, and uplifts not only others, but also yourself. When you act with strength, your kindness carries integrity. People notice it. They feel its authenticity. They respect it. And most importantly, you protect your heart and your peace in the process. You are not giving because you must. You are giving because you want to, because you recognize your limits, and because you understand that compassion is sustainable only when it is intentional. Remember, the power of your kindness lies not in how much you give indiscriminately, but in the thought, care, and strength with which you give. Kindness without strength and discernment can hurt both the giver and the receiver, but kindness rooted in strength enriches both lives. Setting boundaries is an act of self. Love boundaries are often misunderstood as selfishness. Many believe that saying no, limiting availability, or stepping back from others is a rejection of humanity. But in truth, boundaries are the cornerstone of self-love. They protect your heart energy and peace. They define the space where your kindness can flourish without being exploited or drained. When you fail to set boundaries, you risk overextending yourself, losing your sense of self, and sacrificing your well-being for others who may not deserve it. You might find yourself constantly exhausted, anxious, or resentful, carrying the weight of responsibilities that were never yours to bear. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about safeguarding your capacity to love, care, and act with integrity. Setting boundaries requires courage. It requires the willingness to disappoint those who expect unlimited access to your heart. It requires clarity about your limits and trust in your own value. Boundaries allow you to prioritize your well-being, maintain your emotional balance, and ensure that your acts of kindness are deliberate and meaningful. Boundaries are also a gift to others. They teach people how to treat you, respect you, and appreciate your presence. They show that your kindness is genuine and intentional, not obligatory or forced. By defining your limits, you ensure that your compassion is sustainable, respected, and powerful. Ultimately, boundaries are an act of self, love that allows you to thrive while still being kind. They are a declaration that your heart matters, your energy matters, and your peace matters. Without boundaries, kindness becomes diluted. With boundaries, it becomes transformative. Discernment protects your heart. Discernment is one of the most important skills you can develop in life. It is the ability to recognize who deserves your energy, time, and kindness, and who does not. Not every request, expectation, or person deserves your approval or involvement. By practicing discernment, you protect your heart from unnecessary hurt. disappointment, and exploitation. Discernment requires self-awareness. You must understand your values, recognize your limits, and trust your instincts. When someone repeatedly disrespects you, drains your energy, or brings negativity into your life, discernment guides you to respond wisely rather than react emotionally. It allows you to extend kindness thoughtfully and selectively, preserving both your integrity and your well-being. Without discernment, your kindness becomes a vulnerability. It can be misused by those who seek to take advantage of your generosity. It can be exhausted by those who give nothing in return. It can leave you feeling unappreciated, unnoticed, or even resentful. With discernment, however, your kindness becomes intentional, respected, and deeply meaningful. Discernment also allows you to focus on people and causes that truly matter. It teaches you to invest in relationships where your compassion is reciprocated and appreciated, where your energy contributes to growth rather than depletion. By protecting your heart, you ensure that your kindness is sustainable, authentic, and impactful. In the end, discernment is not rejection, it is protection. It is a way to honor your own heart while still contributing positively to the lives of others. It ensures that your kindness is both powerful and purposeful, and that you never lose yourself in the process of giving. Your energy is precious energy, is one of the most valuable resources you possess. It determines how you feel, how you respond, and how you show up in the world. When you give it away carelessly to people or situations that do not deserve it, you diminish your own capacity to thrive. Recognizing the value of your energy is essential for a life of meaningful kindness. Every moment of worry, resentment, or forced generosity drains your vitality. Every act of giving to someone who does not respect it chips away at your strength. Your energy is not limitless, and it should not be treated as such. Protecting it is not selfish, it is wise. By investing your energy selectively, you ensure that it goes to people and purposes that align with your values, support your growth, and enrich your life. Understanding the preciousness of your energy also involves self-reflection. Ask yourself who truly benefits from my kindness, who honors my effort, time, and care, who adds value to my life. By answering these questions, you learn to prioritize where your energy goes, ensuring that your kindness is sustainable and impactful. When you treat your energy as precious, you begin to see kindness differently. It is no longer a blanket responsibility. It becomes a gift that is intentional, measured, and respected. You learn to say no without guilt, step back without fear, and protect your peace without compromise. Your energy, after all, is the foundation for every meaningful act of compassion you perform. Self-kindness is non-negotiable above all. The kindness you give to yourself is the most important. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot sustain compassion for others if you are neglecting your own well-being, peace, and growth. Self-kindness is the foundation upon which every other act of compassion is built. Self-kindness means honoring your needs, prioritizing your mental and emotional health, and setting boundaries without guilt. It means forgiving yourself for mistakes, nurturing your strengths, and allowing yourself grace during challenging moments. When you practice self-kindness, you create a stable, resilient, and loving core from which all other kindness can flow. Neglecting self-kindness leads to burnout, frustration, and resentment. You may give endlessly to others while ignoring your own needs, only to realize that your capacity to love has been depleted. Self-kindness ensures that your generosity is sustainable, intentional, and authentic. It empowers you to give without losing yourself and to support without sacrificing your own growth. True self-kindness is non-negotiable. It is a commitment to your own heart, energy, and life. When you value yourself first, you naturally extend meaningful kindness to others in a way that uplifts rather than drains. By nurturing your own soul, you create a ripple effect of genuine compassion, intentional support, and impactful love. As you step forward today, carry this truth with you. Kindness is powerful, but your heart, energy, and peace are priceless. You do not owe your compassion to everyone, and giving indiscriminately is not a measure of your worth. True kindness is intentional, selective, and sustainable. It begins with you. Remember that protecting your boundaries is not selfish, it is wisdom. Saying no, stepping back, and prioritizing your own well-being is not weakness. It is strength. The people who deserve your care will recognize and honor it, while those who do not will naturally fade from your life. Your energy is precious, and how you invest it shapes the quality of your relationships, your peace, and your impact on the world. Above all, the kindness you give yourself is non-negotiable. Nurture your heart, honor your limits, and trust that self-compassion is the foundation for all other acts of love. When you respect your own worth, every other gesture of kindness becomes intentional, meaningful, and powerful. So today, make a promise to yourself. I will not give my heart to those who do not value it. I will honor my energy, protect my peace, and cultivate self-kindness. I will extend my compassion wisely, intentionally, and with strength. Stop being kind to everyone. Start being kind to those who deserve it. And most importantly, start being kind to yourself. When you do, your life, your relationships, and your spirit will flourish in ways that endless giving never could.